bases this quickly, I would have expected some kind of push. But both players are just mirroring each other at this point. It's almost as if they're communicating, because we are seeing Pinder take his gold at the same time. Idra takes his gold, both players trying to keep level in terms of economy. So very even at this point. And just looking at the income, Pinder is pulling ahead significantly, 59 over 41, so he does have a significant advantage at this point. And both players playing so passive. From normally, both players are quite aggressive, especially from the games we've seen. So I would have expected some kind of timing attack. There was that early aggression from Pinder, but he's come up this ramp and just been a little bit intimidated. He might also be aware that he's playing Idra, who is playing Terran, so cheese was also definitely possible. I don't feel that Idra has got the full use out of this transition into Ghost yet. So curious to see whether he's going to get nukes online and do something with it, or whether he's just going to EMP with them, because I feel that with that early investment into Ghost, he hasn't really gotten his worth out of it yet. But we are just seeing Pinder build up forces right now, a little bit of miss micro as he hits his own unit. But that's very typical of this game. And we are just seeing Idra scout now, so he's just pushing out with that SCV. Just going to get nicely sniped by this positioning. I like this positioning by Pinder here, which is very, very nice. Because by splitting up his forces into two nice little groups here, if Idra comes up the middle and tries to exploit these narrow little corridors and tanks here and puts his Marines forward, it means this second group can come in behind and take out that tank nest. And we are seeing Psystorm come online finally for Pinder, so that's going to provide a huge advantage. But Idra just doesn't seem interested in pushing out whatsoever, just strong pointing, getting his gold online, trying to catch up in economy, while this observer hangs out and sees everything, while Pinder macros up even further, taking his poor base. So this is pretty good. And even though Idra is not a Terran player, he's spending his minerals so well. He's barely getting into the 200s there, keeping it spent the entire time, while Pinder is unfortunately has stockpiling a bit of minerals, but he's very close to supply cap. So he's got him almost maxed army. We are seeing a push out now, so we may see an engagement finally. These siege tanks a little bit in front here, they should be a little bit behind, but this marine nest is happy to provide cover. But now we're seeing those forces being drawn in. Good control there by Pinder as he pulls them back just in time. Few free shots coming off from the siege tank, but no kills, which is pretty good. It looks like he's got Psystorm research now, so that's going to provide a huge difference maker for Pinder here. Whereas Idra just seems to be strong point. He must be quite entertaining for him, having thrown so many Hydras into siege tank nests throughout beta to now finally have his own siege tank. These siege tanks are getting a few kills here, so that's a bit of a slip by Pinder. It looks like he's now interested. Oh, he's going to catch these siege tanks out of position. We could see a well-timed Psystorm. Now they're sieging up. Oh, nice Psystorms going off there, taking out all the tanks, and we are seeing this double-sided Stalker pinch go through. Just Marines left, all those tanks going down. The Medevac's desperately trying to heal. Nice Stalker pullback there. He should commit to this though. He should be able to take out this Marine nest, but he lost a lot of Zealots and all of his Templars there. And Pinder has the macro advantage here. He has so much gold right now, so he can just macro up nicely. Idra though, looking to take the advantage again. We are seeing this engagement again, and Stim going off, and these Stalkers retreating again, not taking many shots, and there is a High Templar online in there, so those Templars don't have Tassadarian Amulet. These tanks desperately sieging up, but a very nice blink there by Pinder. He's going to take out the tanks again. So nice, and it looks like he's going to get some absolutely free Medevac kills here if he continues to chase, which I imagine he will. Reinforcements pouring in for Idra though, so Pinder wisely backing off before too much damage is done. And I really like this sensor tower that Idra's thrown down in the middle here. As you can see on this minimap, this whole area, as units move into it, he's going to pick them up, which is just exactly what you want. You can see through Idra's vision here, he does have those alerts coming off from that sensor tower, which is just so strong, and it's just something that's just underutilized to the max by lots and lots of players, so it's good to see them finally. But no, we are seeing more just building up from Pinder. He's playing so passive, but he has the economic advantage here. He's still massively in front. He's up 81 over 60 and 2300 over 1700, so he's really getting his money's worth there. We are seeing Idra, being the macro god that he is, still macroing up, and we are seeing this push out here, catching this missile turret while it's still building. A few free shots for the tanks here, but it looks like Pinder just wants to deny expansion. Marines coming into the line. splitting those Templars off, which could be potentially deadly. They have no Templar support here. He really needs to pull them back, but that Ghost is pursuing. Meanwhile, these Marines are racking up the kills, forcing these Stalkers to blink out, but they can blink off this cliff, so this is going to be a hit and run, looking to deny this tower. Going to get the sensor tower, I'd imagine, before they get too far caught, so we'll see a blink downstairs, I imagine. No, it looks like Idra's not interested in engaging up here in case he fights on this cliff, and these Templars now finally have the energy to storm, so he could have pulled his Stalkers right against the cliff, lured the Marines in, and then they could have dropped storms. So nice move there by Idra, not overcommitting, but he has such a nest of tanks right now. But both players are playing really, really passive. A little bit of sneaky moving down here by Pinder trying to take this side point, but once again the sensor tower's kicking in, and Idra seeing exactly what's there. So I don't like this position for Pinder. He really needs to get out of there. If he gets drawn to those siege tanks, he's going to cop so much damage. And he's running on 000 upgrades. He's finally getting 1-1 armor and attack now, and some Fleet Beacon and Void Rays going down. So he's looking to transition into air and really make use of his economic advantage at this point. Whereas Idra, still no Ghost Keck upgrades, which I would have expected to see, and no further upgrades for his infantry. But he is bringing online armor upgrades, so he's getting now we are seeing once again these tanks push out, but caught by beautiful Psy Storms and Blink Micro there by Pinder, who's just getting closer and closer, but the tank line is just too much this time. And Pinder's transitioning into air now, so he doesn't have as many gateway units. He is quite vulnerable. So if Idra were to push now, he could probably snipe off one of these expansions, and Pinder hitting the panic button and warping in a bunch of Zealots just to counter this expected push. And here it comes. Idra is recognizing that he does have a bit of an advantage here, scanning very, very effectively just to make sure there's nothing that he's not expecting. Catching those a few tanks out of position, and Psystorm going down on the initial lines. This is bad for Idra. Catching his Marines as well. These are really good Psystorms. These tanks aren't sieged, and there's only 3 tanks left. Retreat though for Pinder, not looking to overcapitalize. He just wants to hold his side of the map, happy to split sides of the map with Idra while he gets his air online. Void Rays have been pumping out. There is 2 Void Rays on the map and 2 more coming out right now, so pretty good position for Pinder. But Idra is just continuing to macro. These Void Rays are harassing right now, but they're going to get chased off from this expansion, and I think with Stim they will catch this poor Void Ray, who wasn't able to take that base and is getting so low. Mule's being called into this expansion. More Void Rays trying to work on this missile turret, but we are seeing those Marines come in to counter once again. Pinder should have turned it around. That's an unfortunately lost Void Ray there, but more Void Rays coming out. We did see the Fleet Beacon go down, so I was thinking carriers, but no upgrades coming down, so he's looking for this. Flank coming in from Pinder, looking to take out this siege tank nest. This Zealot's going to get caught out without the reinforcements. A bunch of Templars, though, while Pinder retreats. Well, Idra pushed north, but Pinder is seeing everything. He's been really good with the scouting, catching these troops out of position. Idra took the northern ground just a little bit, so Pinder came in from the left. So Pinder just really just trying to keep Idra contained in the middle, not letting him have any further map control than he's already got while he harasses these side expansions. And Idra is pushing out a bunch with his metal build, but Pinder is just being so effective in sort of nipping at his flanks and not losing expansions and harassing the eastern side of the map. We are seeing more Void Rays work on these turrets. Bunch of really fast Marines there coming in, and while these pull out, he's bringing in his main forces, but this time the tanks are going to be able to siege in time, and he wisely pulls back. Huge amount of Templars in there, and once again Pinder's at almost max food, as is Idra, so we are seeing such an incredible macro game from this Terran vs Protoss match, which is really off the dial with Idra playing Terran.